Hello, my name is Louis and I'm here with Body Club today, and today we're going to be running through an animal flow workout. So some of the key fundamentals is really focusing on our cardiovascular system, our muscular endurance, and also our core strength and stability. Now before we get into it, we're going to go quickly warm up our wrist, and we're going to warm up through from our ankles as well. So a lot of wrist and ankle mobility required. Once we've done that, we're going to flow through 4 different movements, and then we're going to integrate all of those flows as one. So first things first, really simple. We're going to interlock our wrist and we're going to rotate one way and rotate the other way. Nice and simple. Like so, guys. Okay, so go between 10 and 15 rotations. Like so. Really, really simple. Now keeping it into the wrist, we're going to jump onto our mat. We're going to turn our fingertips facing towards us. Okay. Knee level with the hips, okay, and knee also level with your ankle back there. Nice straight back. I'm just going to slightly lean forwards and spread my fingers apart as much as I can and really press down onto my palms. Now from this position here, I'm going to push my glutes back to my heels, and I'm going to feel that stretch even more so into my forearms and wrists, and hold here again for roughly 15 to 30 seconds, guys. Okay, now I'm going to spin my palms so they're facing upright, and I'm going to go through that same process. I'm going to press down slightly, okay, and now I'm going to move back and just feel that stretch again through my wrists and forearms, and hold here for roughly 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, now onto some very simple and basic ankle mobility. First things first, okay, we're going to come into some calf raises into heel raises, like so. Okay, very simple, very easy. Try and get a little bit of balance and stability when you've extended up, and try and rock into one. I'm softening my knees and keeping my hips in a slightly arched position and leaving my chest up, like so. Okay, again, I'm going to go try and aim for 10 to 15 reps here, and not being overly precise. I'm just working until my calves, until my ankles feel nice and fired up and warm. Okay, final warm up, final piece of our warm up here. We're going to go into a lunge position. We're going to arch forwards into our ankles, and then we're going to tilt away. We're going to open up through our gracilis and our abductor muscles as well. Okay, again, I'm going to go for slightly less reps here. I'm only going to open up for about 5 reps. Nice, guys, and push to one side and away. And we'll do the same one to the other side. I'm marching forwards. I'm allowing my knee to go over my toes. I'm stretching out my ankle. I'm making sure that my heel doesn't pick off the ground. Making sure the toe is nice and flat. One side and across and back. And I'm going to repeat this 2 more times, and then we're going to get into our first movement. And back. 1 and back. Nice. Okay, so our first movement that we're going to flow through is one of our fundamentals, so a movement called a beast. Okay, very simple. We're going to go back to our mat. My hands are going to be level with my shoulders. I'm about shoulder width apart, and I'm going the same into my knees. So I'm shoulder width apart in the knees. I'm making sure that my knee is level with hip. Okay, and then from this position here, I'm going to dig my toes into the ground and try and get my back nice and straight. Okay, really, really simple. All I'm going to do is get comfortable in this position. So I'm going to rock back and forth, okay, like so. And now I'm going to just raise my knees off the ground, okay, and do that same process. A slight rock backwards, pushing my glutes back to heels, and a slight rock forwards, okay. I'm going to get nice and strong in this position, okay. You're going to feel this through from your shoulders, you're going to feel this through from your forearms. Okie dokes, guys. Nice stuff. And now I'm just going to try and go for an alternative lift. So I'm going to pick up my right hand and I'm going to pick up my left knee. Okay, so I'm here, like so. Picking up the knee and hand. Got knee and hand. Okay, then I'm going to flow through a couple of reps here. 10 to 15. Just going to get comfortable. And this is going to be key and fundamental. I'm going to say one to the other side. Key and fundamental for me getting to transferring into different movements. Okay, guys? Nice and simple. Later on we're going to figure out and we're going to understand why a beast is so fundamental. Okay. Into our next exercise. We're going to go from a beast into a beast reach out. Okay. Alternatively, if you're a bit more used to yoga or Pilates movement, essentially we're going to go from a child's pose into a cobra. Okay. So we're back to our beast position like so. I'm setting myself up. I'm going to drive the glutes back, and then I'm going to arch forwards and come into a cobra from there. Okay, driving back, get a nice stretch through from my back, arching in the elbows, leading with head, driving hips down to the floor. Nice guys, work for a few more, okay, and back, really stretch out, okay, to make it slightly harder, I'm elevating my knees off the ground, I'm kicking my toes into the floor, and I'm bringing myself forwards, arching the elbows, leading with the head and rounding up. And again, drive back and through. Nice, I'm just going to flow for 2 more. Driving back and through. Just trying to stay nice and close to the ground as I flow into my cobra. And through. Nice guys. We're going to move on for a completely new position now. Another fundamental, a static crab. Okay, so essentially we'll start from the toes up. So about shoulders apart in the feet. Okay, making sure my ankles are nice and straight. I'm going to get a nice arch in my knees, roughly a 45 degree. Okay, my hips are going to be level with my shoulders coming back here. I'm engaging my core and engaging my glutes. Okay, now from my shoulders and my hands, I'm making sure they're in alignment. Again, shoulder width apart. I'm just going to elevate up slightly. Okay, so we're going to get comfortable, like we did in our beast. We're going to get comfortable from this position initially. When we're comfortable, we're then going to come into an alternative lift. So I'm just picking up right hand, left leg. Okay, I'm depressing my shoulders. I'm pinching my shoulders back and down. Staying nice and balanced. Slightly across to one side. Like so. Don't neglect what your foot's doing, so I'm pushing in to the ground with my right foot as well. And just taking a bit of pressure off of my shoulder. Okay, I'm going to do the same one to the other side. Elevating up. Squeezing the glutes slightly. And back down. Like so guys. Working for a few more reps. Now from here, we can go into a lot of different movements. Okay, so we can go for a crab reach. So we're going to drive up and in, tucking the elbow back in, elbow across, tilting with the heads and coming up onto the toes. Okay, so we're going to reach from the other side, leaning across, like so. Alternatively, we can flow into a beast. Okay, so we're going for an under reach. Again, on my opposites. I'm coming across and rotating around. And then from here, I come across and rotate around. Okay? So those are just a few traveling movements that we're going to work through later. Okay? But the fundamental there was the static crab. Now finally, we're going to move on to essentially a deep squat, or aka a ape squat. Okay? Very simple. We're going to really open up in the hips. I'm going to drive my glutes back. I'm coming down nice and low. I'm going to push in front of me. Okay. Pushing in through my chest, squeezing the glutes, engaging the hamstrings. Now from this position, we're going to come up onto the toes. And we're going to open the chest up. And we're going to get a balance and come back. Reach through. Breath in, relax, breath out, balance, and coming back. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to flow through a few more. Another very fundamental movement, being able to hold that squat and travel, like so guys. Okay, so those are our 4 fundamentals. Now we're going to flow with all of that. Okay guys, cool. So now we're going to get into our flow. Okay, so how we're going to work for 1 minute. Okay, we're going to do a couple of different movements from our base level movement, from our base level fundamentals. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go back into our beast. Okay, set your timer. Nice and simple. We're going to go for our alternating reach outs. Okay, so you're going to pick up that right hand and left knee, right hand and left knee. Okay, so we're going to work here for 15 seconds and then we're going to swap sides. Nice. Now 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. I love it. Now we're going to swap sides. Okay, driving up with that knee. I'm slightly squeezing my glutes. I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and I'm just looking directly down. Good. Now 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Last 30 seconds. Elevating both your knees. We're going to drive back in the glutes, almost into a child's pose, and then rock forwards in your shoulders there. Okay, keeping your back nice and straight, engaging your core, and through. Breath in on the way back. On the way back, I'm trying to squeeze my belly button into my spine, and come through. And back. We're going to work for another 10 seconds, and back. Nice, now 5, 4, 3, 2, and time there. Good stuff. Give yourself a 20-second rest. During the rest, we're going to now set up into our next movement. So now we're coming from our loaded beast into our reach out. Okay? 5 seconds and we're working, guys. I'm setting myself up in my beast. I'm going to drive back and we're going. Now we're going to arch forwards into my cobra. Driving back in the glutes, stretching out and through, elbows tucked, leading with head and around. Nice. Big breath of air out when we drive forwards. In through nose, on the way back. Breath of air out, forwards. Nice. Keep it working, keep moving. Making sure we're not neglecting what our feet are doing. So with my feet, I'm trying to kick into the mat, I'm trying to kick into the floor to help get my stability. And through again. Nice. We've got 20 seconds to go. Keep it working. Challenge yourself. See how many more repetitions you can do. But let's keep our control. Good. Loads of core activation required here. Loads of hip movement required. It's really great for loosening off if you're in the office and you're getting tight hips and whatnot. And time there, guys. Good stuff. 15 seconds left of our rest. I'm going to set myself up into my crab. Shoulder width apart, knees flexed, hands back, glutes up, and we're working. Alternating reaches. 15 seconds one side, 15 seconds onto the other, and then we're going to reach through. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Good. Swapping sides, guys. Good stuff. Let's go for it. Okay. And slow it down on the way down. Slight drive up, a little bit of power. Good stuff. Try not to tilt too far to one side. Remember what we said about driving down the left foot there as well. Now reach throughs, guys. Okay. So I'm going to arch around, tilting head, toes coming up. Around, tilt head, and toes coming up. 10 seconds left and we're swapping sides. Nice. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. And we're going to swap. Reaching through, elbow tucked, and around. Nice, guys. Up and around. I love it. Keep working. Good. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, and time there. We're going to flow into your next movement. Nice deep squat. And we're working. Reach forwards. Coming up and down. As you get more confident, I want to really drive up onto those toes and come back. Open up in the chest, looking head up directly in front of you and coming back. Squeeze the glutes, keep your hamstring in waist. Let's take a bit of pressure off of the quads. Nice. Balance yourself and back. Balancing yourself up and back. Balancing yourself up and back. And coming back. Breath in, breath out, engaging that core. Good. We're going to work for another 15 seconds. Keep it moving. Nice. Give me another 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Good. We're going to cut there. Give yourself a minute and a half rest. So guys, we're going to repeat that again. Okay. If you need to refer back to any more of the more technical points, I want you to go back to the start of the video where we explained the fundamental exercises. This time, we're going to really talk a bit more about how it's useful for your day-to-day life, whether that's you're in the office or whether that's you're a sports person. So we're going to go back into our beast. So we know the position, we know the setup. We're going to go for our opposite reaches, okay? And we're starting our timer for 1 minute and we're going to go now. So I'm going to pick up that right side and left knee, okay? So for any of you that get shoulder pain, this is a great exercise to get tight rotator cuff muscles. Okay, we're going to just pick up from here and drive, looking directly down. And now we're swapping sides, guys. Picking directly up, pulling your shoulders back, engaging your core. It's really important to be able to engage our posterior chain, no matter what it is that you do, whether you're a sports person or you're in the office, okay? We're going to just slightly now pick up, knees off the floor, and we're going to drive back. So here we're looking at really fundamentals for our toe mobility and ankle mobility. The majority of injuries and pain points will start from immobile toes, okay? 30 seconds here, guys, same as last time. Nice, and now we're getting into our last 10 seconds. And there's time there. Get your breather, okay? 20-second rest, all right? And then we're gonna rotate into our loaded crab and then our reach outs, okay? So, same position. 5 seconds and we're working. Let's go for it. We're going to drive back, really working into the ankle mobility again. Then we're going to arch forwards. Okay? On that drive forwards, we really get to elongate through from our core. We work into spinal mobility. Now, with our spinal mobility, there's not one exercise, one fundamental thing, whether you're sleeping, standing, walking, running, where we don't utilize the spine. So we need to get control over our spine. Driving through, arching head, and back. On my drive forwards, I'm always trying to think, can I drive through each individual vertebrae and arch around and extending my hips. Coming through and up. So if you get tight hamstrings, this is a great exercise. Okay, often hamstring tension comes from immobile hip flexors. Okay, give me another 3 seconds. We're nearly there. And get your rest, guys. 20-second rest again. Get your breathers, back into your crab position, set yourself up. 10 seconds and we're working. We know the setup, feet shoulder width apart, arch your knees, hands back, and we're working. Alternating reach outs, okay? I'm gonna pick up, right hand, left leg. An amazing exercise for shoulder stability. So again, sat every day in the office, the majority of us will be very anteriorly dominant and tight. So the front of the body is going to be really tight. So here we begin to really open up in the chest and get very strong within our scaps. Nice, guys. Okay, now we're going to come across for our crab reach ups. Okay, driving up onto the toes and back. Up onto toes and back. I'm really trying to focus on extending my hips and working into my hip flexors. I'm squeezing my glutes up and through. Now, again, to go back to the majority of us and the lifestyle that we live, a lot of us will get glute admesia. So glutes forget how to switch on and function because we're sat down for the majority of the day. So I'm trying to squeeze my glutes and fire up through. Last 5 seconds. And time. Good stuff. Now we're going to come into our ape squats. Nice and wide in the legs. We're going to come down. We're going to work in 5 seconds. And time's on. So in our ape squat, and in a deep squat position, you're literally working every muscle group. So If you want to improve your ankle mobility, that's great. If you want to improve your mobility for your muscles such as your tibialis anterior and your shin splint muscles, okay, that's great as well. Your abductors are fired up. I'm squeezing my glutes to come up and drive through. I'm opening up in my chest and coming up. I'm engaging my core. Keep working through. My rear delts are being activated. So all the muscles we need for our key fundamentals and for day-to-day life and posture are being worked here. Keep it going. Keep that head up. Big breath of air in through nose, engage core, and then out through mouth. Nice. 5, 4, 3, should be hurting a little now. 2, and time there. Good stuff. Well done, guys. Amazing second round there. Now take your minute and a half rest. Okay, so now we're going to see what full flow looks like. All right, so we're going to integrate all of our different exercises we've gone and done there. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go back into our beast. Now we're starting from something very familiar. So we're going to go beast to beast reach out, like so. Beast to beast reach out. Nice. And back and forwards. Great stuff. And back and forwards. Now give me one more. Back, forwards. Okay, from this position we're going to go through what is called an under reach, and we're going to end up in a static crab. I'm going to kick through with my opposite leg, and then I'm going to walk around, okay? I'm going to kick under and through and walk around and come back to a loaded crab. I'm going to set myself up, engage core, I'm going to kick through, I'm going to lift around and set myself up and come from there. Kicking back now, underneath and around. Good. Love it, guys. Kicking through on the opposite side this time and around. Okay. Kicking back and forwards. Nice, guys. Keep it working and have fun with it. Okay. Retrain your body how to move. Good stuff. You can come spin the other way. When you get confident, you can up into the intensity. Okay, so now from our static crab, we're going to come into a reach out and we're going to come across the whole way, and then we're going to end with the leg elevated into the air. We're going to come back in and around. Okay, let's go again. Opposite side, elbow tucked, reach through onto the toes, spin it, kick up and squeeze it in into a knee drive and come back around. Into your static crab. Set yourself up, elbow tucked, up, through, onto toes. I'm going to bring my right leg up, arching through, and in, engaging my core, and back around, landing with the foot, coming across with hand, finishing in with a crab. One more onto the other side, down, up, squeeze glutes, onto the toes there, and let's pick that left leg up, come into a slight pike, squeeze through from the core and back into our crab. Now from this position, guys, nice and simple, we're going to rock back, we're going to go forwards into our nice deep squat and then into our ape. Okay, back to your crab. Going to go slightly wider with the legs. I'm rocking back onto my hands to get a bit of momentum. I'm going to arch forwards and up, back, control, and coming through, okay? And up, onto toes, open, close, back, and through. So we can see this front shot, guys. We're going to look here, we're going to drive back, leaning through, and up, control, and close it. Back, through, up, and close. Okay, so now we're going to work through what full flow will look like. Okie dokes, let's go for it. Starting off with a beast. Beast, cobra, back to beast, under reach, through into your crab. Then we come into our ape squat and back. Okay, let's start again on that one. Beast into a beach reach out. Beast, beach reach out, aka cobra, back to your beast. Okay, kicking through into the crab, set yourself up, and bring yourself into your ape squat. Nice and simple. Okay guys, try and follow through with that flow. Get your fundamentals first. When you get comfortable in your fundamentals, then build into a nice full flow. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back again soon.